Is it going? Alright. I'm good. Jesse West here from SpartanStrings, here to review the ECD Vortex Mesh. Let's do this. Alright guys, now let's get to the review of this mesh. So, you see the mic on my face!
Oh yeah, sorry man.
Alright guys, on a serious note, let's get to this review. Vortex Mesh, it's something different. We all know that. Let's start with the packaging. Real nice packaging. Good job, East Coast Eyes. It tells you everything you need to know about it, how they engineered it over years, and how they tested this for a long time. Gives you a diagram of exactly what the mesh is. So that's really good to see, so you know what you're buying if you're looking at this in the store. On the back, it tells you all of its features. Has a lot of characteristics, and a few of these are hybrid weave, sweet spot, weatherproof, and lightweight. Alright, so the mesh itself comes in two types, semi-hard and semi-soft. The semi-soft is a bit harder than the regular Hero Mesh semi-soft, but that's not an issue. The hard is actually really nice if you like hard mesh and a little bit broken in. It emulates that exact feel. Now let's get into stringing. So for the semi-soft specifically, you want to be careful for stringing too defined of pockets, and if you see East Coast Eye's video on all of this, describing the new mesh, he discusses what to do and what not to do. So you gotta be careful stringing too defined of pockets, because the sweet spot, once it comes out of that, it almost has a little bit of a hook, but it's okay if you string it right. So I strung this up on a blue clutch. We dyed it all marbled up, real nice. Take a look at that. Yeah. So the sweet spot ends right about here. So if your pocket starts there, you gotta be careful because it might hold a bit too long. So you might want to move your pocket down a little bit, but that's not an issue because it still feels as if it's above that because it's releasing from that sweet spot. So what I did with this, first I had it strung here and I had too much whip, so I lowered it to like right about here, and it threw perfect. Now when you're stringing this, you got to realize that these diamonds are bigger, which will cause a deeper pocket. So don't be stringing triples in this. It's going to whip way too much then. I did all knots and then all singles, putting them closer together where I wanted the pocket, and then ended off with a tight SI, so it just pulled the whole thing together. And you can string this with nice channels, but you don't really need to string it with too tight of a channel because it has that sweet spot right in the middle. It creates its own natural channel. The Vortex Mesh creates that natural U shape, so you don't need that U shooting string, so it's legal for all levels of play. Now for a quick pros and cons list. On the pro side, if you like whip, this is the mesh for you. It's going to add a little bit more whip because it has a little catch where it goes from smaller diamonds to bigger diamonds, which is great if you like whip. But if you don't, you might want to veer away from this. Also, it's lightweight and it creates more hold for everyone. Another pro is that it's weatherproof, which is a huge factor for everyone's game to be able to take it for the next level. You got to be able to play in rain, snow, mud, anything, and this stuff will do it. Another thing is that I found for myself that I was shooting faster with this. I think it was because it had that snappy release out of that natural channel, and the sweet spot was holding the ball to the last second and it came out perfect. Lastly, it has a great semi-soft feel, like broken in hard mesh that we all love. It broke in great, perfectly formed, everything. Great overall pocket. Alright, now for the cons. Now there aren't that many, and I'll start with one that a lot of people are going to have issues with, which is the whippiness of this, but that can all be solved with a good stringer, obviously. SpartanStrings, check us out, you know. Alright, and that's the only cons that we can come up with. So another look, we got a brand new piece right here. This is the semi-soft. You can see right there where the diamonds change shape. It's like a square of them that just strips down. Last thing for the Vortex Mesh is that all your old patterns are compatible. Because they have the same regular, normal size diamonds on the sides, you can string up the patterns like you always do and have a perfect stick like your backup or anything else. Quick tip. If you don't like that much whip and you still want to buy this mesh, flip it upside down. It won't have a catch point. Huge thanks to all the guys at East Coast Dyes sending us out these two pieces of Vortex Mesh. We loved them. We're stringing up on our sticks and we're probably going to get more. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe. We out.